In the last video, we unveiled the third best performing listed company in Kenya over the last 5 years. In today's video, we'll be unveiling the number 2 best performing company in Kenya over the last 5 years. My name is Pius Moshiri Mugo, the Managing Director of No.2 Capital, and you're watching Invest in Africa. The number 2 best performing listed company in Kenya over the last 5 years is Safaricom Limited. If you invested 100 shillings in 2013 in Safaricom and reinvested all the dividends until today, your total portfolio today will be 285 shillings, which translates to about 185% return over a 5-year period. A handsome return. Safaricom has redefined what we used to know as the telecommunications sector. Safaricom today, to put it simply, is in the business of connecting people not only through voice but also through M-Pesa and data. So what happened? What could have triggered such impressive rally on the share price of Safaricom? I believe the best thing that happened to Safaricom was the entry of Airtel into this market. It forced Safaricom to start diversifying its revenue lines away from voice. They already had M-Pesa, they already had a little bit of data, but now with their voice revenues under threat, they focused more attention, they were forced to innovate more, and today we can fairly say that Safaricom has been the change agent of mobile money revolution, not just in Kenya, but also globally. Looking at the numbers, the M-Pesa numbers have grown phenomenally. In 2013, the M-Pesa subscribers were about 9 million customers. Today, we are talking of about 21 million customers, or more than doubling on the customers. In terms of revenues, today, I think the M-Pesa revenues are about 27% of total revenues of Safaricom. And in absolute numbers, we are talking of about 63 billion plus in revenues. That is much more than some of the banks that we consider to be big today. Data has also grown phenomenally. In 2013, we had 4.5 million subscribers. Today, we are talking of 18 million subscribers, growing by more than 3 times over that period. In terms of revenues, the data has also contributed significantly, and I think today is just about 19% thereabout of total revenues. In terms of absolute numbers, we are talking of data in 2013 was about 6.6, and today is 18 million shillings in revenues just from data. The second reason why I believe Airtel was the best thing that happened to Safaricom is because of the cost-cutting initiatives that it triggered. Safaricom had quite some fat, and today, if you look at just how the margins have expanded, we were talking of about 36% EBITDA margin in 2013, and today that has expanded to about 48%. That's a phenomenal growth in expansion in margins. Today also we can now fairly say that Safaricom not only successfully defended its market share by maintaining it at 65% plus since 2010, we can also say that Safaricom has been able to price its products at a premium to its peers, which is evidence that Safaricom has successfully overcame its competition, which was quite aggressive with the entry of Airtel. Fundamentally speaking, have the numbers supported the rapid rise in Safaricom's share price over the last 5 years? And the answer is an absolute yes. Revenues in 2013 were 124 billion shillings, and the last full year, Safaricom reported 234 billion shillings. That is just about doubling the revenues over a 5-year period. In terms of the cash that the business is able to generate, Safaricom is a phenomenal business. with it was generating about 48 billion shillings in EBITDA in 2013, and today the last full year numbers, they indicate Safaricom was able to generate an EBITDA of 113 billion shillings. Just to put that into perspective, the entire market cap of KCB, which is the largest bank in Kenya, is 116 billion shillings. That tells you Safaricom, with its annual cash flows, can buy quite a number of businesses that are listed at the stock exchange with 1 year cash flow. In terms of profitability, Safaricom in 2013 was generating 17 billion shillings of bottom line. And today that number has grown to 55 billion shillings in just 12 months. Just to put that again into perspective, the combined profitability of KCB and Equity Bank, which are the two largest banks in Kenya, is 40 billion shillings. The entire profitability of all banks, more than 40 put together, is 95 billion shillings. Safaricom generates more than half of that profitability by itself. So that just goes to say why investors have loved this business so much. And this, despite all the tough conditions over the last 5 years, Safaricom has defended its share price and has even grown by 185% return over a 5-year period. Safaricom has obviously been very successful over the last 5 years. And the question to all investors, how will the next 5 years look like? And there are a couple of things that I would like to point out here as key things that investors need to watch. Number one, Safaricom, I believe, has now attained the position of too big to fail. Safaricom is literally a national strategic asset. You cannot imagine a situation where the Safaricom network is down. You cannot imagine where M-Pesa network is down. It just shatters the economy. So how will Safaricom and the country and the regulators contend with this situation? I believe success should not be punished, and Safaricom should be rewarded for its innovation. But we just need to make sure that Safaricom does not fail us. The second thing that I would want, that really comes to mind, is Bob Collymore is on his second tenure, and therefore how will the company handle his succession successfully? We've already gone through one succession between him and his predecessor, Michael Joseph, and very so successfully. Who will be the next one to take the helm, and will they drive this company to higher and higher levels and to continue protecting the global reputation that Safaricom has created for itself? The third thing that really comes to mind is that competition, looking at what's happening today, the competition is now training its focus on the non-voice revenues, and more specifically the mobile money and data. And there are all manner of offers that are being offered to the customers in the market. How will Safaricom defend its market share in this new second phase of competition? The fourth and final thing that comes to mind is the new kid on the block that I call the home fiber. Safaricom has been at the forefront of innovation, ahead of its competition each time, and Safaricom has recently launched the home fiber product, which I think today we are probably doing at 200,000 households. How are these numbers going to look like in the next 5 years? This could just be the revenue line that will make a difference in the telecommunication sector over the next 5 years, and probably help Safaricom to once again defend its market share. All in all, it feels good for investors to be in Safaricom, and it just depends on how the management will navigate through competition and innovation landscape going forward. Thank you for watching, and I know many of you are waiting for me to mention Safaricom in my top 5 picks. So yes, Safaricom is the number 2 best performing company in Kenya over the last 5 years. I would like to hear your thoughts and around Safaricom and all the things that we've mentioned, or any other thoughts that you might have that I may not have mentioned. Please feel free to share with me, engage us on our social media platform that are displayed on the screen. You can also write me an email. I'll be happy to respond to you. You can also call us on the phone number that is on the screen, or come to our offices at International House, 5th floor, and be happy to exchange on this particular subject. My name is Pius Mushiri Mugo, the Managing Director of NABO Capital, and you're watching Invest in Africa. Thank you.